way sweeter. It's almost molasses-like. Asian cooking is all about the balance of flavors. So there's a lot of sweet and salty, and ketchup mayonnaise is used for that balance. But if you don't have this and you don't want to buy a bottle of this, you can always use just regular soy sauce. 1 part soy sauce and 1.5 part brown sugar will get you something similar to great for just adding just that extra something that you're not sure what it is in like restaurant food. Maybe it's fish sauce that is just going to give that extra umami. I read that a good substitute for fish sauce, if you really don't want to use it, is using some soy sauce and chop up some anchovies. Now, oyster sauce is also another one of those umami adding complex flavors to your dish. I know it's called oyster sauce, but it doesn't taste anything like oyster. And I know because I absolutely hate oysters. I know it's sad, but oyster sauce is a little bit sweet. It's not as salty as soy sauce. It just has a very distinct flavor, and it's often used, well, we often use it as a condiment on the side of Chinese green leafy vegetables. And I also use it a lot in my dishes because it just adds that extra something. They have non-oyster oyster sauce made out of mushrooms, I believe. So there are options out there if you're allergic to oysters, or you're vegan and you just don't want to use, or even if you just don't want to buy a premium bottle of oyster sauce. So all the sauces have like different levels. So the more premium they are, the more expensive they are, of course. If you don't have oyster sauce and you need it for a recipe, a good substitute would be some soy sauce, a little bit of sugar, and a few drops of Worcestershire sauce. I wouldn't use that as a condiment for other things, but I would substitute that in a recipe. This little bottle is hoisin sauce. It's made from fermented soybeans, garlic, vinegar. Sometimes it has 5-spice powder in it, along with some chili peppers and sugar. And sometimes I'll see recipes where it says, oh, substitute oyster sauce with hoisin sauce, and it's like, I don't think so. It has a completely different flavor profile. So I generally don't think that's a good option for subbing either oyster with the hoisin or the other way around, because it really is a very different flavor. Mind you, your dish will probably still turn out very tasty, but not the way it was intended to be. For hoisin sauce, I've made hoisin sauce from scratch before with like peanut butter and honey, what else? Soy sauce, and some other ingredients, some spices. And it works out okay if I'm just using just a very small portion of it. But nowadays, I just, keep a bottle of this in my fridge so that it's just easy to have instead of trying to make another sauce on the side. I most often use this as a condiment rather than in a recipe. It's kind of like American barbecue sauce, but much less sweet. One of the things I get the most questions about is the Shaoxing wine. And it is a Chinese cooking wine made out of rice. And it is not like you can find it in a liquor store. It's a cooking wine, so you can find it in the grocery store. It is a kind of an amber-colored wine versus this is just regular rice wine, and it's clear, as you can see. So the Shaoxing wine will come in a dark bottle. If you don't have Shaoxing wine or rice wine, you can use these interchangeably, I would say, but the Shaoxing wine does have a very distinct flavor. Other substitutes that I have found helpful is like a dry sherry, or I've been known to use my bourbon or whiskey is substitution. So if you think about like using a Bordeaux for a beef bourguignon or white wine for a risotto, it just adds complexity and extra something in your dish. You may not be able to put your finger on it, but it really does add that extra that you may be looking for. If you don't have it, just omit it. It'll still be a nice tasting dish. It just won't have that extra something. Using these particular sauces, you'll be able to make most of my Asian recipes. And to check those out, I will see you over there.
Good evening, Eddie. Good evening, Venom.
Hey, Mrs. Chen.
The chocolate delivery hasn't arrived yet.
Oh, I'm happy to eat, Mrs. Chen. No, you cannot eat, Mrs. Chen. What? Nothing?
Hello everyone. I used to sleep in all the time and I also used to not exercise. This was college Maya who loved to sleep all day long and didn't know what my body really needed. Fast forward to who I am today, and working out in the morning is one of my favorite things to do. Of course, it took a few steps for me to get here, so here's how to wake up easily to work out. As a society, we tend to sit a lot throughout the day, and I hope this video convinces you to wake up earlier, maybe even wake up at 5 a.m. and get your body moving. One big step when it comes to being a morning person and working out is preparation. When I have an early morning, I like to prepare my lunch for the next day the night before. Tomorrow I am going to have some Korean dumplings. Then I'm going to have a donut peach as my snack. Once the dumplings are all cooked, I flip them one time and then they're ready to be packed away. If I also have some extra time, then I'll make my smoothie the night before as well. So I add some almond milk, I add some frozen strawberries, and then I'm going to add some chocolate protein powder. Definitely one of my favorite go-tos, and it's very simple. The trick is to blend it all up and then put it in an insulated water bottle, and then you'll put it in the fridge. That way it stays nice and fresh. Next, I pack my gym bag or a separate bag where I put all of my clothes. This is my work clothes that goes into the bag so that when I shower at the gym, I can then change into fresh clothes and be ready for my work day. Prepping the night before ensures that I don't have a stressful morning and I have a nice calm morning routine. My tiny little one. It is 9 o'clock and it's time for me to go to sleep. I'm actually quite tired. I went to work at 7:50 in the morning and then I finished at 5:30 p.m. I drove an hour in traffic to go visit my friend, had dinner with her, and just got home after hanging out. So I've been out for 12 hours, quite tired. I forgot before I sleep, I need to set my alarm. Okay, Google, set alarm for 5:15 a.m. If you have a Google
Your alarm
Home, then
set
I
for
hope
tomorrow
that
at
yours is
5:15
set
a.m.
too. Okay, good night. I have to take off my makeup.
Okay, Google. Cancel alarm.
Of course, I take my favorite cleansing
Okay,
balm,
your
the
alarm for
Pharmacy
tomorrow at
Green
5:15
Clean
a.m.
Cleansing Balm,
Cancelled.
and I rub it all over my face very gently and remove all of my makeup so that I am ready for a good night's sleep. I blurred out my calendar for privacy reasons, but all of the things that you see in yellow are actually my planned workouts. I find that when I plan a month ahead, then I am more likely to go to my workouts because I don't rely on feeling like it. Then the downtime on my phone reminds me it's time to go to sleep and not scroll through my phone. It is 5:22 in the morning and this was the time I was comfortable rolling out of bed. And lately I've been listening to worship songs in the bathroom while I brush my teeth. Okay, Google, what's the weather outside?
Currently in Daly City, it's 70 degrees and sunny. Today, it'll be sunny with a
On
forecasted
my
high of
Instagram, you
71
will
and
find
a
a
low of
more
51.
detailed look into my
By the
life
way,
as I
I can
post
give you lots
reels
of
and
information
stories
about
and
your day.
posts about my
I'll
5
send you
a.m.
a
morning
notification
routine
with
or
more to
how I
try.
spend my time at the gym. So I hope that you'll follow along. But I love going to workouts that have really nice amenities because then it makes it easy for me to go straight to work right after. Good morning, everyone. So I wanted to give you a little story time, and I